Ladies and gentlemen, today is the first video of 2026. So yep, I will be reviewing one of my Bluetooth speakers and other speakers that I have. So yep, let's get started by the Bluetooth speakers up here. So yep, let's get started for the smallest. But this one is for only for December. Over here, this one is the Epoch Christmas ball, but it's only for December. But this one, let's get started by B-Wave HD over for SM, and it has fake M3 speakers, but it comes from micro USB for charging time with the power button. And they will have 3 watts of powers. Next is the white vapor tube. They have 3 watts, but the previous, but the next, if you know, press minimum volume and the maximum volume. The M button for micro SD and for Bluetooth devices, and the power button. 2 buses for units and 1 mini woofers. This one is for USB-C for charging time. It comes from micro SD, and I have 9 shells over here. Next is trap speakers. That comes from 5 watts of power. That comes from 1 woofer, 1 mini woofer. That comes from switching on and switching off. And with USB-C for charging time. But for the Christmas ball, as you can tell, they have 9 shells over here. The gold one made by Big Bang Interactive, but the play balls and the M button, it only pays for the Christmas songs. This one button for the 9 shells and the power button. Yep. Next is the Solid KTS and Party. It have 3 watts of powers. 1 woofers, and I have 9 shells over here. That goes from aux input and USB-C for charging time. But the 9 shells, but the powers, but the previous, and but the next. But the player pose, and if you now press maximum or minimum volume on the left, minimum, and on the right, maximum. Next, the music Ludo have different colors as the Solar Castle do as Solar Hard Tweet, but they have copy versions as Solar Castle and Hard Tweet. If you press 1 time, that comes from radio modes over here, like shells and power button, but the plus, but the minus, but the play both. If I press 1 time, it will switch to the next one, and then if you press it again, there will be a previous. If you press minus, there will be previous. If you press the plus, they will switch it to the next song. That goes for USB-C for charging time, USB-A, and with the micro SD outlet. So yep, allowed to the Solid Castle 200 have the music Ludo have 3 watts, and the same thing with the Solid Castle 100. Now for the Solid Castle 200 have 3 watts of powers. That goes from 1 mini woofers and 1 passive radiators, 1 for turning on, the switching on and off, and that comes from USB-C for charging time. Next is the JBL Go one. They have between 4 and 5 watts of pulse, but the real watts is 4.2 watts. That goes from 1 mini woofers over here, the power button, the button Bluetooth, the button minus, and the button plus, and the button for the calling. That means almost the same thing as player pause. We want the JBL Go Essential. Have only play and pause button. That goes from aux jack, micro USB for charging. Look at that. That goes from the sides with the hole. We can carry it everywhere. Now the JBL Go 3 have USB-C for charging time, but the minus, but the plus, but the playables, but the Bluetooth, and the but the power button. One of them is the passive radiators, and one of them is the mini woofers, and they have 4.2 watts of powers. Next, the same thing with the Chibiaco 4.2 watts of powers, but they have 7 hours of playtime. But the Chibiaco 3 have only 5 hours of playtime. But this one have all adjust button. We can connect with the new GPL speakers like GPL Grip, GPL Flip 7, and with the GPL partyboxes. Yep. Next is the Solid SR6B100 have 2.5 watts of power that comes from 1 mini woofer and 1 passive radiators. If you know press, there will be stereo pair. The power button, the Bluetooth button, the button playables, and for calling time, the button minus, the button plus, and this one comes from USB-C for charging time, and this one will carry everywhere. There we can see, and there's another hole over here, and I've got the knuckles. It's solid, yeah. Now for the fresh repair one ARP 500 that will have 5 watts of powers. With the aux input, with micro SD, and with USB-C for charging time. Aux, micro SD, and USB-C, as you can tell on the hole. Now to the GPL Clip 4, they have 5 watts of powers. The same thing with the GPL Go 3, but the difference is the watts. 4.2 and this one is 5 watts. So yep, it says Clip 4 that goes from USB-C for charging time. As you can tell, look at this. Now to the right to go S, have 5 watts of power that goes for light shows, but the playables. If you hold it, there will be power button. Then the button magnets over here. 1 mini woofers over here. And out to the Silver Crest bike, have 5 watts of powers. That goes for 1 mini woofers. But to the left, but the right, but the playables. If you hold it, that will power on and power off. But the minus and the plus. Now to the Hoslot RS600 have got 5 watts of power that comes from. On the back, we have only USB-C for charging time, but the playables. If you hold it, that will be power on or power off, but the minus and the plus. But this one for the Silver Crest bike have only aux input and USB-C for charging time. Now the music online have 3 watts of power, so that will comes from the light shows. If you press M, there will be radio mode. The button playables and with the stand, if you hold it, minimal volume, and on the right, maximum volume. If you press this, that will be next and the previous. And this one comes from LEDs, and this one that comes from USB-A and micro USB for charging time with the switching off and on. Hold it, I'm gonna put it back. Now finally. Now to the next, the F003 have 5 watts of powers and mode, but that does count as the radio mode, the button minus, button plus, the button playables, and the switching on and off button that goes from USB-C for charging time and with the USB-A with plugged with the other devices. If you turn it on, there will be Chinese ladies that talks over here with the Bluetooth devices. Yep. Now to the version of Bell 1 LP400 that goes for 5 watts of powers. In the middle have mini woofers and 1 passive radiator with the strongest one with power button. If you press 2 times, that will change it to the light shows, but the minus, but the plus, but the playables. and button minus. If we double press with the two flexible by 1 LP400, that will connect together. That comes from USB-C for charging time and with the micro SD over here. Now for the host that is 420 have 5 watts of powers, 1 mini woofers and 1 passive radiators. If you press 2 times with host that is 200 and host that is 420, we want, if you hold it, the button play a pause button, and that comes from it is seamless to one stereo connected. So yeah, button minus, button play, button minus, button plus, button nitros, button M, and the power button over here. And as you can see, USB-C for charge time with the micro SD and with the aux input over here. So yep, now to the in-tempo sphere speakers have only 10 watts of power that comes from one woofers, and take the other back, they have nothing about it, but this one is 10 watts, and with one passive radiators over here. Light shows on the top. Press 1 time, so it will change it in the middle. If you double press, that will change it too on the sides between the power button, the button play box, the button M, the button light shows, the button play, the button minus play, minus plus, and this one that comes from USB-C for charge time with the micro SD on it. Now to the Humble Expert RGB and the fake sound called Pioneer Mini that goes from light shells, button minus, button play, button plus, the power button with the play ball solid. As you can tell, they have that shows the same thing as the sound core. This one is 5 watts of powers. This one have 10 watts of power, so this one is 5 watts. One mini woofers, but the get formed over here with it that comes from USB-C for charge time with the aux input, aux jack, aux input, and micro SD on it. Now to the disco light speakers, they have night shells over here and the night shells over here. And that comes from the button M with it does nothing, and the bottom night shells, the button player pause, and the power button minus, button plus, and that goes for USB-C for charge time. They have 5 watts of powers, 1 mini woofers. And now we can control with the remotes. So yep. Now to the right to M that goes from. They will have 10 watts. The same thing as the tempo sphere that goes from one passive radiators, one mid-range speakers, and that means 10 watts in total. And I have 9 shells over here. Button minus, button play, and the bottom play pause. This one is for button plus, and as you can tell, they have USB-C for charging tab without comes for micro SD. Now to the second part is TJ130, the M mount that goes from FM mount that have 10 watts of powers, the power button, the button player pause, button plus, and button minus. That goes from 2 mini woofers. That goes from micro SD, micro USB for charging, aux input, and USB-A. So yep. Now the KPO Flip 5 that have 20 watts of powers. The mini KPO speakers that have the 20 watts of powers. The difference is the KPO grip have 60 watts of powers. The same one says in tempo Revolve and the host that is 200. but from the GPU have only 20 watts of power. That goes from 1 tweeters and 1 woofers. That comes from body boost over here, bottom minus, bottom play pulse, the bottom plus, 2 passive radiators on the sides. This one is the GPU, latest one for the other sides. Bottom Bluetooth have the power button that goes from USB-C for charging time. Yep. Now let's get headed to the KTS 4612, the unknown brand one. This one is only KTS logo. Only the model of the KTS speakers. So yep. They have 2 woofers and this one MIDI bass port same as KPL party boxes. But the bottom M that goes from radio mode, but the previous, but the next, if you press down, there will be plus and minus over here. This one play pause, USB-A and TF card that goes from micro SD, and this one USB-C for charging time. This one switching on and off over here. As you can tell, there was nice space over here. Nice space, but I prefer the GPU Flip 5. Now the December custom lantern have the night shows, the lights over here, level 1, level 2, and level 3. The bottom Bluetooth, the bottom minus, the bottom plus, the bottom lights, the bottom player pulse, and with the power button. The light shows with the battery solid, silver crest. They have 1 mini woofers, but this is 5 watts of power. They have the weakest bass. This one, USB-C for charging time with the aux input over here. So yep, this one was the weakest bass and they have bad battery solid. Now to the white L have 20 watts of power. We can make the vertical or horizon. The bottom light shows, the bottom plus, the bottom minus, the bottom powers, the power button, and this one, bottom player pulse. As you can tell, on the light shows, they have light shows on the white L. Two mini woofers with the 20 watts of power, and on the back, they have passive radiators over here. Passive radiators on the back. And this one that goes from USB-C for charging time with the aux input and with the micro SD over here. Now to the host that is 200, the fake GPU Flip 3 have 16 watts of power, but the real GPU Flip 3 have 20 watts of power. That goes from two mini woofers and 2 passive radiators over here. That goes from USB-C for charging time, and with the aux input, but the minus, but the plus, but the play pause, and the power button over here. If you don't press, there will be twins connection with the 2 hostnut RS200, or we can connect with the hostnut RS420 over here. That's cool, huh? But with one of the base one compare with the GPU Flip 5. The Flip 5 has the best one. Now to the Eternal Revolve have 16 watts of power, the same watts as the Hosnat RS200. That comes from 2 mini woofers and the 2 passive radiators, same as the fake GPU Charge speakers, same thing as fake GPU Charge 6. The bottom M, the bottom minus, the bottom play, the bottom plus, and the bottom play pulse. The difference is the Nixter F003 speakers. And on the back, USB-A, aux input, micro SD, and USB-C for charging time. And this one, switching on and off. And that's the code speakers, huh? Next thing is the Hosnat RS310, and it has fake cable post 4 that comes from 1 mini woofer. The same thing, but it's got hiding with this. but with the horizontal history 10. The difference is here. This one has the color orange, but this one has only got the color black. They have light shells, the butterfly, the button plus and the button minus, the button light and the power button. And on the sides, we have aux port, USB-C for charging time, USB-A with the micro SD. That's cool about that, but the quality is not better than the GPL. Next is the RSP350, and it has fake GPL Post 5 over here. That goes from one woofers and one passive for you, so that. Same thing as the real GPL speakers. But the black card is over here. This one, but the plus and button minus, the power button, the button lights, the button M mode. This one that goes from USB-C for charging time, and the others we can have over here. Aux port, USB-A, and micro SD over here. So yep, that's good about the speakers. But from the 2024, that really just bought it. Now for the RSP220, have only 6 watts of power that goes from 2 mini woofers, but they have the weakest bass, 2 passive readers, one on the top and one on the bottom, the power button, the button play box, the M button, the button light shows, but the next, but the previous, minus and plus. And so yep, as you can tell, that goes for USB, micro USB for charge time with the micro SD, USB A, and aux port over here. Now for the version of Bell, they have 24 watts of power that comes from 1 passive radiators, 2 mini woofers over here. And this one is the same thing as the version of Bell 1 ERP400, but we can connect with the chip with the version of Bell 2 version of Bell 1 ERP800. If you power on, then you just double press the play button, and then we can connect together. And that's for it. And now for the jellyfish speakers, have only 10 watts of power that comes from 2 mini woofers and 1 passive radiators. And look at that. It is one that comes from button bias, button plus, the button that shows the button for the jellyfish and the power button. And next, is the USB-C for charging time that goes from aux input and micro SD over here. And that's good about it. They have the same sound as the jellyfish, the disco-like speakers, and my borders just so. The micro did movies, but let's talk about all of our Bluetooth speakers. So the interpole box have 20 watts of powers, even with the pulsable box that goes from 2 woofers and 2 passive radiators, the button minus, the button plus, the button light shows, the power button, the play pause button, the M mode with twist collection with the button bass boost. Same thing was with the rear GPL partyboxes. And on the back, we have the aux port with the USB-A with the micro SD and with the USB-C for charging time. Same thing with the portable box, but it has got different styles, but they have light shells on it. Look at that. Now with the KTS party box. Now let's talk about 3 of the KTS party boxes. This one have 100 watts of power that comes from 1 5.25 inch woofers and 2 tweeters. And I have light shells on the woofers. The bottom light shells with the switch, the bottom play boards, whoever wanted it in, that controls the volume, the power button, the bottom overcast, the bottom Bluetooth, and the bottom bass boost. And on the bottom, we can replace the battery. This one that goes from USB-C for whoever charging other devices with the aux input, with the microphone and the guitar on it, with the volume of the microphone or guitar. This one is the pasteboard, the small one, and this one whoever charging with the devices. Yep. Same thing with the KTS party boxes. This one have 15 hours of playtime. The only difference is the KTS party box or core system 1 have only 6 hours of playtime. This one is the KTS party box 110 that comes from 160 watts of power with two 5.25 inch woofers and 2 tweeters. The power button, the Bluetooth button with bass boost. The same thing with the KTS party box or core system 2 with the KTS party box 710. They have light shells on the tweeters and on the woofers. As you can tell on the back, we have the guitar and the microphone. This is the volume with aux in and aux out. And this one USB-A. And this one the button twitch button that comes from with the KTS party box 110 and with the 710, even with the KTS party box 310. And if it comes with the KTS party box all core 1 and all core system 1. So yep. Now the KTS party box 710 have 800 watts of power that comes from 2 tweeters and 2 8-inch woofers. And this one is the same thing. This one have the DJ buttons. And this one is the bass volume, the treble volume, and the echo volume for the karaoke for fishes. Now on the back, we have the bass ports over here on the KTS party box 510. This one is the same thing as the KTS party box. Of course, it's your 2, but the difference is the large one of the KTS party box 710. Now for the microphone 1, and this one for the microphone 2, and with the guitar over here, the daisy chain with the in and out. And this one aux in USB-A and with the twins buttons. The button twins connections. Whoever can connect with the devices with the KTS party box 710, with the 310, with 110, with all core system 1 and with all core 1. Now that's it for today. For the KTS, that's it for today for the Bluetooth speakers. This is for the guitar speakers. They have the speakers. This one is for the guitar. And look at that. Small control. This is the line 6 speakers with the power button, the pedal, the false to X out. We can plug it in. And next is the old speakers have have two woofers and two tweeters. And without the Bluetooth, that only comes from CD, tape, and FM tuner. These two new versions of the stereo speakers with is the Bluetooth mode. Next is the soundbar that comes from many mid-range speakers with the tweeters, and the subwoofer have one woofers over here on the soundbar, and they have 250 watts of powers. So yep. Look at that. But with the Christmas board, that already costs from one woofers, the city with the chip with the music counter over here, and all that's it for today. Goodbye guys. Thanks for watching.